Fetch your Lotus and skis, it's time for some winter sports. Yes, hurtling down an ice roadway whilst being pursued by some baddies in jumpsuits. Oh, hang on, that's For Your Eyes Only, and not Bobsleigh by Digital Integration. Digital Integration specialised in aircraft simulators, but those kind of games take ages to develop. So, in order to keep the business ticking over, they started releasing other games such as TT Racer, ATF, and Bobsleigh. Starting off in the Amstrad CPC, and look, this is what it looks like on a GT65 green screen monitor. More of that in a little bit. And look, we've got the Ski Sunday theme. And back to the direct capture. So we've got lots of options on the menu screen, including things like where you're going to race, what kind of standard you're going to race to. Is it going to be the Olympics or just competition? Different courses you can race on with the maps. There are 6 circuits there that you can race on, that you can select from. With maps of all of them, you'll need to try and remember some of those maps and the turn numbers as well. Weather conditions, which is important. The 4 types of runners you can fit to your bobsleigh. And also options to manage your team, if you want a 2-man or 4-man bobsleigh, what level, how much money you've got, and training. But we'll come on to all of this. Let's just have a go at the game before we get into more depth on this. So you start at the top of the course, and you have to waggle up and down first of all, and then press fire before the start line in order to jump into your bobsleigh. The faster you waggle, the better your launch, but your fitness comes into it as well. And fitness training is available, and guess what? That involves more waggling. So we're heading downhill. And here we are on green screen, not going quite as fast, but on the same course. There's the corners. Don't go too high up like that. But it's hard not to do that. And look who's behind us. Over to the Spectrum. So looking quite similar to the Amstrad. Again, waggling. There's 128K sound if you've got a 128K machine. And press fire in plenty of time. Don't leave it to the last minute, because chances are you will miss the start line. And you won't find out until you've got to the bottom where it goes, you're disqualified. So slip up slightly there, and we gain a little bit of speed. And here's what it looks like on a CRT. There's not many sound effects in the game, but you do need to listen because the noises tell you where you are on the ice. And you don't want to be... See, that's how you want to be. Just not too high up. And it's a good idea to try in your head to count the corners so you can work out where the long corners are, so you can stay up on the corner. Whoa, too high there. See, that's a long corner. I could have still nearly hit the end of that. Very easy to come off. We haven't done that so far. Oh, nearly there though. Don't want to hit the end of the run. Right, we're coming down, hopefully towards the end of the circuit. 110 kilometres per hour. Good sense of speed. It's quite square. I don't know what it's called. It's the raceway. But it doesn't matter. And there we go, that's the end. And hit the brake at the end before you hit the straw bales. Crash said this was the 3rd best sports game of 1987. And your Sinclair gave it 9 out of 10, Crash 88%, and Sinclair User 9 out of 10. Over to the C64. Now, I've always found Digital Integration's games on the C64 to be not to match up really with the standard of the Spectrum and Amstrad version. So let's see what we end up with. Similar looking menu. Slightly smaller window. Right. Get, set, go. Waggle, 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 waggle. Where's the start-finish line? Where's the start line? Well, I've just guessed there because I couldn't really see. It wasn't marked. And this feels like a much deeper raceway, if that's the right word, course, with a slower frame rate and slower to respond controls. It's nowhere near as responsive as the Spectrum and Amstrad versions. There is one difference here that you can probably see. There are 4 heads. I'm on a 4-man bob at the moment. And on the Spectrum and Amstrad, even if you select a 4-man bob, you only ever see 2 heads. Quite difficult to see far ahead on this C64 version. Just not quite feeling it. I'm not quite feeling it like I was on the other versions. That's quite weird. See, how far did that corner go for? Because I can't see too far. Oh, no. That's the end. I don't think that was very quick. And no, it wasn't. Zap gave the C64 version 58%, Commodore user 6 out of 10. Back to the Amstrad, where the Amstrad Spectrum versions are programmed by Richard Hughes, who also coded Harvey Headbanger. And look, this is a much more fluid and fast experience. That's the end of the course, hit the brakes. Careful not to hit the side of the course at the end. So our push start was excellent and damage to the bob is £110. Came second from bottom only because Norway crashed. If you're doing a season, you get 2 runs at each of the 6 venues. So off we go again. Amstrad Action gave this game 91%. Gave it a master game and said it was a combination of strategy and fast reactions that mould together well. We head down here. There's just enough sense of speed on this version, and you can see just far enough ahead to know when you're coming off the banked curves. I nearly came off there. Don't get too ambitious on those corners. Also, because you get better speeds lower down, but it's hard to control. You have to counter correct your course. Okay, nice and fast now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I came off there. You get shown where you crashed. You crashed due to poor steering. Never, never. I think it was the cow. So we've got some damage and repairs. So we lost a lot of money already. So this is how you improve fitness. You go to fitness training. When it beeps, you start waggling like mad. Because my current fitness is poor. But now, it's going to be average. And we keep doing that till we get to excellent. I'm not sure what difference a team kit has on your performance, but it looks cool. So you can have one of those. The colder the ice, the thinner runners you need to fit on the bobsleigh. So you end up on a type 4 if the ice is really cold, or a flat runner if the ice is just kind of a freezing temperature, kind of 0 degrees. So off we go again. So I can see why the game has waggling to help you feel like you're doing something launching, but it does get tiresome very quickly. Memorising the courses really helps. So you can eke every last bit of performance out of each corner. Because when you're going fast, if you don't know what the corner is, and you haven't memorised it in your head or printed out the map, yeah, you kind of very easily hit the... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Very easily do that. Let's guess I crashed due to poor steering? Yes. Back to the Specky. Let's fit some runners at ISIS -5, so I'm going to go for runner type 3, I think. And it does make a difference to your speed. If you get the runners right for the temperature, you'll gain speed. And be able to go faster. So let's see how much faster we can go. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. As I say, the Spectrum and Amstrad versions show you where the start line is. The C64 does not, which is quite annoying. We're doing quite fast already here. 65. Let's get up there. Just judge it right. Oh, get down in time. You have to concentrate. That's the bridge there. 103, 103. Gaining speed. We want to get 110. I think that's the fastest I've been. Perhaps we can go faster than that. I don't know. 110 seems to be the maximum. And you've got a timing for the splits you need to hit and the record down there. So I'm not doing too well. Oh, hit the brakes, hit the brakes, hit the brakes. Don't hit the side. Oh, have I hit the side too much there? Oh, did I hit the side too much? I crashed at the end. Some of the circuit ends have bends on them, and you still have to steer properly, and you'll be disqualified and crash if you hit the side there. I'm bankrupt. Great. Right. Back to the 64. So off we go again. Push, push, push. Where do we jump back on the bobsleigh? Is it that line there? Perhaps it's that line. It's not very well marked, is it? Just one vector. It's the same colour as everything else to show you where the line is. That's not good. Apparently, when this game was programmed, they had lots of competitions in the offices to see who could be fastest. So it's quite an involved game. If you've got lots of people around, you can have different people competing against each other. I've crashed! You can compete against each other so you can get the best time. Because there's so many variables. It's not like a racing car game where it's the cornering and stuff like that. It's getting the runners right. Right, so here we are again on the 64. And no, I'm not feeling the C64 version. I'm just not feeling it. It's below the standard of the other two versions. Just doesn't quite work. It needs speed, it needs draw distance. It doesn't have either of those. Bobsleigh. Well, it's a forgotten about game, isn't it? Even within digital integration, where people have forgotten about stuff like TT Racer. It's just, again, not on anyone's radar, I think. People remember Fighter Pilot, people remember Tomahawk, people even remember things like Extreme. But no, Bobsleigh, off everyone's radar. And on the Spectrum and Amstrad, it's a really good simulation game. It's really fun, trying to better your times, playing against a friend, trying to better them, increasing your performance, increasing your fitness, managing the money and trying to win and all this stuff. It's a really well-rounded sports sim. C64 version, as I say, like many digital integration games, just a bit subpar. It's just too slow. And the real biggie is the controls don't feel as fluid. It just feels a bit sticky and unresponsive. But on the Z80s, this is a really nice game and a really different game. Winter Sports had a bobsleigh thing, I think, in it, but it wasn't as good as this and it wasn't as well-rounded. The sense of speed and the sense of fun. Hardened race game fans might find this a bit boring, but I've had an enjoyable few nights playing through this again, and I could quite happily go back to it. Bobsleigh, it's an overlooked classic, certainly, on the Amstrad and the Spectrum.